to the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein, which is a yarn shop here in Montgomery, Texas. And I just want to take a minute and welcome you to this podcast. It's been a very busy 2 weeks since we last podcasted. End of the month, springtime, new yarns being released, new patterns being released. It's just been very busy, very, very busy. So, if you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thanks so much for sticking around, and hopefully you subscribe or get notifications when we have new podcasts and new episodes uploaded. We were shooting for once a week. Once every 2 weeks seems pretty doable, at least right now, because it's been so busy. But maybe we get back to once a week. We'll see. We shall see. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Hope you stick around and enjoy the podcasts. I know I do enjoy filming them, and hopefully you guys like to watch them as well. So grab a beverage. I've got my coffee this morning, and let's get started. I do need a couple more sips of coffee. It's another early morning for me. I've been really good about going to my early morning workouts, getting it done and over with for the day. So in case you're new here and you haven't heard, I do CrossFit, and I do it at 5:15 in the morning. I know, it's slightly insane, but it's a lot of fun, and I do enjoy it, even though it already feels like mid-afternoon for me, and it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning, but that's okay. Back to knitting and crocheting, because that's what this podcast is all about, that and yarn and everything pertaining to yarn. I don't, unfortunately, have any finished objects to show you. I know, you're thinking, gosh, it's been a while since she's finished something. It feels like it has, but at the same time, I have finished several things, quite a few things actually this year already. But it's not at my usual speed, and I think I'm okay. I'm starting to be okay with that, because there's a time and a season for everything, and I feel like this is my season of when I have a free moment. I don't have to work on my knitting and crocheting necessarily. I can take a free moment for myself. Sometimes that's knitting and crocheting, don't get me wrong, obviously, but sometimes, it's reading a book, going for a walk outside when it's nice weather, or just laying outside when it's beautiful. Because right now we've had some really nice days. Today's not a nice day, but we've had some really nice weather days. Or yesterday, I got to treat myself to a facial, which was fantastic and well overdue. I mean, pre-pandemic is the last time I had a facial, and even before then, it was way before then. So, face needed some love, and it got love yesterday. So, now, just to convince Josh that we need massages this month. That would be a good thing. I mean, I work out. I could use a massage, right? We'll see. But anyway, yesterday I took a day to myself and just did as little as possible, but yet I got a lot of stuff done, which is weird. But I feel like the days that I just okay, I'm not planning anything, that's when I actually get a lot of stuff done, which is, I guess, a good thing. But unfortunately, knitting and crocheting was really not one of those. I didn't even at night, when usually... So, back up. Typically, my Monday is my day off, and I am pretty busy, whether it be catching up on laundry and house stuff, computer work for the shop. I don't know, lately we've been trying to get our our flower beds to not look as terrible, at least not be the most terrible on the block. I'm not saying we're doing great, but we've been working on that. Cleaning, because there's so much pollen, outside, so getting our patio being able to be used, all that kind of stuff. But usually I either can knit or crochet sometime in the afternoon. We went on a nice walk yesterday, which was really nice. And then after dinner, lay out on the sofa and I knit and or crochet. So, did not do that at all last night. We picked out a movie and I just sat there and stared. It was nice. Very nice. So, that being said, Easter, I got a lot of knitting done because we were in the car a lot driving from event to event, family event. So, I got quite a bit of car knitting done, which was really good. So, let me show you what I cast on. Because I got my Knitting Mojo back. And I cast on the Ripple, no, I'm going to call this thing the wrong thing so many times. It's called the Racerback Tee by Jessie May. It is a bottom-up V-neck racerback style tank top. Ta-da! So that's what I got done basically Saturday and Sunday. So I did pretty good. So the pattern is not written for a fade, but I did do a fade. Basically, I'm kind of eyeballing where I want the colors to fade in. I'm doing 3 colors. As far as how I fade, I do 2 rows of my new color to the old, 2 rows of new to the old, 2 rows of new to the old, 2 rows of new to the old, and then into the new. So basically you get 4, so 8 of the switching rows. So you can see I just finished the fade section, so now I've broken off the first color, and now I'm just into the second color. So the colors are Leopard, all Chelsea Luxe yarns, Leopard, and then faded in Plumage. So this is Leopard, this is Plumage, and then my last color will be Stiletto and Jean. So we go from neutrals to fading into blues. So really love this, and the yarn is super soft. I almost spilled my coffee. And it's going to have really nice drape, lightweight, single ply, all this stuff. And check out these needles. Can you see like the weird tip on them? They're not pointy at all. So these are needles that we've had in the store recently. We just got them in, actually. I've used them like knitting a little test, swatch type thing before, but never like fully completely on a project. And I have to say, even though I love Chai-Gu and I love ultra sharp tips, these are pretty cool. So they're called Prim Ergonomics, and right now we only have the 24-inch fixed. I have the 32s, but on order, but they haven't come in yet. We also have their ergonomic crochet hooks, which I hands down love. They're my favorite crochet hook. But I don't know. So there's no memory to the wire here, but it's also not like super floppy like some memory-free wires. It's similar to a Chai-Gu, but I feel like it's almost, the wire is slipperier than a Chai-Gu's, so the yarn doesn't seem to stick. And then it's almost like the tips have a bulbous bow like on a ship. If you ever see the bow on a ship, can you see that? It kind of goes in and then bulbs out. I don't know. There's just something about it. And y'all know I knit fast. So, but it's like a lot of times when I knit fast, I tend to miss stitches. And I don't do that nearly as much with these. As I say that, I miss like 3 in a row. But, and what I say when I miss stitches, meaning I'm just going so fast it doesn't fully grab the stitch. But I don't know. There's just something about these that I really like. They're also extremely lightweight. Chagus aren't heavy to me at all, but they're made out of a plastic type material, and so they're very, very light. They're warm when you hold them. So a lot of people say, people that have arthritis, it's better to hold either a wood or a plastic needle because it's not that cold that a metal needle has. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. They're very comfortable. I'm enjoying them. Now, the only downside I've seen to this needle is this. So it's printed. I don't know if you can see that. The size is printed on here. There's already a little bit of wear on one side. Funny enough, it's the needle you knit onto, your right hand needle. So I don't know if it's the added friction from knitting or what, but the writing is starting to wear off. So these are needles that you'll probably end up having to use a needle gauge over time with if the printing completely wears off, because the size is not etched into it. So it's a smooth needle tip. But yeah, it's just a really neat feel, and it's different. So it is considered an ergonomic needle. It is not a cubed needle, sided needle. It's still round, but it is still considered an ergonomic because of the tips. So it's just something. They're not very expensive. Average size is around $8.50, I think, for a needle. So for the 24, I don't know yet what the 32s will be, and hopefully I will get them in the next few weeks. I'm not 100% sure though. Haven't gotten any shipping notifications on them, but it's something you might give a try on your next project just to see if you like them. Might be something that you want to have a few for just, kind of random projects. It is nice to have some different needles, not always have all the same needles. Different needles will do different things. I can see these plastic ones also being good for plant-based fibers, your linens, your cottons. Yeah, I'm going to try the next project that I do with either a linen or cotton. I will try the Prims for sure and see. I do enjoy crocheting with the cotton wool blend with the Prim crochet hook. So this is the ergonomic crochet hook. Love this. And this is not this is like a silicone embedded in, so it's not going to rub off. And you can see it's kind of embossed. The size is here. It's very comfortable to grip, and this is a smooth plastic. It's very nice. So speaking of crochet, this, I'm almost done. I'm working on the last sleeve and then I'll be done. So this is the Aloha cardigan by Knits and Knots. So one sleeve is done and attached, and this side seam is done. I still have to attach this side seam and attach the sleeve when I get it done. And then I think I'm going to add some fringe on the bottom to make this more of like a beach cover up. Super cute. So the yarn I've used in here is Duo by SandesGarn, and it's the Dusty Aqua color. Really love it. So I still have to weave in, of course, all my ends. And then, of course, finish the sleeve, which I've cast on the sleeve, but have not progressed. Oh, literally, I just need an afternoon, and I can have this done. And I really should do it because it'd be super cute, especially to take to Galveston when we go on our little anniversary trip later this month. So that is all that I have made any sort of progress on. Oh, there's my book. I was missing my book from the other day. Anywho, that's all I've got. I haven't, but I do have my Marled Magic sweater from Stephen West. That is what I'm working on for our knit along. I have not knit a stitch on that. I really don't like the section I'm in. Of course, the only way to progress is to move through that section, and I realize that. Have I done it? No. But I have to do some knitting on it Thursday for our knit along, so hopefully I can get through that section sooner rather than later. And what else? That's really about it as far as what I'm working on. I do have some plans to knit with some cotton and or linens as we start moving more into the spring and summer. I mean, we're already in spring, into the summer months. And then of course we're going to do a plant-based knit along again this summer, which was a big hit last year. Details will be going out at the end of this month, April. Yes, details will go out then. But of course anyone can participate, just like last year. So again, all the details will go out in the newsletter. So if you're not signed up in the newsletter, be sure and do that. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Of course, Stephen West Knit Along, we're still going through the end of May, so you still have time to jump in on that. You can participate in our Zooms on Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Central, or of course come in on Tuesdays into the shop and work on your project then if you can. What else? Showed you that. Oh, I do have some yarn here I want to show you guys. Almost moved the microphone. That wouldn't have been good. Okay, so a while ago, I guess. A couple weeks ago, I'm not even exactly sure. We got in our shipment of Farmer's Daughter fiber, Foxy Lady, and I just wanted to highlight that here on the YouTube in case you maybe don't watch the Instagram lives or you aren't following us on Instagram or Facebook and haven't seen the photos. So Foxy Lady by Farmer's Daughter Fiber is a 70% superwash merino, 30% silk, 428 yards. So beautiful, beautiful yarn, light fingering, beautiful drape. It is a single ply, stunning, stunning, especially for all of your summer weight tees and tanks. This is perfect. So this color is called Waylon and Willie. It's a white base with a navy blue and kind of green and chartreuse speckling. Beautiful color. Then we have Fancy Dancin', more of a champagne, kind of a yellow cream base with purple and blue speckles. Really pretty. This is Walkin' the Steel. This is like a cool pink with a little gray. Really pretty. This one is called Spring Fever. This one's really pretty. I don't think we have many of these left. This is like an ivory base with yellows, oranges, and just a little bit of that kind of plummy pink color. Beautiful. This one is Rough Customer. So this one's more of that deep, cool plum color with grays. Then there's a little bit of like a yellow in there too to brighten it up just a touch. A little bit of blue. It's a really, really nice deep color. Love this one. This one is called Sip a Stew. And this one is yellows where it fades into almost like the green and then into the navy blue, denim blue kind of color. This one's going to be so pretty. This one will probably pool on you just gorgeously. Unless you do helical knitting or something to try and break up the pool. But I say let it happen. Pooling is so cool. This one is a fan favorite. It's called Horse Belly. It's just that golden champagne ivory, beautiful golden straw kind of a color. And then this one is Eagle Eye, a deeper, more Brass kind of color, really pretty. Pairs with a lot of these colors. I'm not going to be able to reach that. Okay. This one is Bad Rock. This is one of her really great neutrals. So you have like a steel color with little golden orange specks. This one's always popular. Coneflower, I think we only have a couple left. It's got that plum and a kind of a hot pink, but still very muted with dark speckles. It's really pretty. Then this is Ramblin' Woman. You've got that yellow, butter yellow base with purple and blue speckles. A little orange in there for flair. Then this is Are You Sure Hank Done It That Way? And this is more of a white base with blue and green and yellow and orange speckles. Which are real pretty. This one is Harry Belafonte, and this is more of a blue, kind of a blue-gray base with blue, kind of a navy blue speckle. Then this one is more of a true gray base with black and blue speckles, Sam Elliott. One of their famous colors, if you will. This one is Ode to Autumn. This one is so pretty. So you've got a little bit of a champagne kind of color, and then you've got the rich orange and rusts and blacks. It is really pretty. Good head start to some fall knitting if you want to get a head start on your fall cardigans. This one is Hill Country. Again, one of those beautiful neutrals. So you've got that kind of a cream base with black and orange and rust kind of speckles. And lastly, Tremendous Damage, which is a blue base with purple speckles and yellow. This one pairs really nicely with the, where'd it go? It was just here. Oh my goodness, where'd it go? Literally was just here. Didn't fall on the floor. There we go. With the Sip of Stew. So these pair nicely. That's kind of a fade. Really nice. So those are the colors we have in stock currently of Foxy Lady, plus some from our previous order, which is mostly the solids and neutrals. We've got some real pretty greens and some other creams as well with that order, all in the Foxy Lady. I think that's about it. Be sure and check our Instagram because we're going to run a few specials leading up to the local yarn store day, April 17th. And of course we have a fun surprise in store for you there. And we have announced, I have to do a Facebook post today about it, but we are officially one of the Earth Ambassador stores. So there's only 5 stores in the US, possibly the world, I'm not sure, but 5 stores in total that are Earth Ambassador stores. And so that means we are basically like a flagship store for Earth Fibers, which is the amazing Earth gradient yarns, the unique yarns, the Harvest collection, things like that. So we have a whole wall in the shop dedicated to Earth, and we will be getting in new colors before other places. We'll be getting in new patterns, new kits, all of that fun stuff that you can enjoy and check out. And like I said, we have we have all the colors in most of the bases. So if there's something that we magically don't have in Earth, we can always get it for you too. So be sure and keep that in mind next time you're looking for maybe a Papillon shawl or one of their sock kits or anything like that. We definitely can help you out. And like I said, stay tuned. They're launching some really cool stuff for LYS Day that we will be having as well. And then, like I said, stay tuned to our social media for the latest updates, events, specials, things like that. And we'll hopefully see you back here, if not next week, in 2 weeks. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.